I now invite Mr. Nitin Gokhale, founder of BharatShakti.in and the man at the center of defense production in India, none other than Shri Ashok Kumar Gupta, Secretary, Department of Defense Production, Ministry of Defense. Sir, if you could please come up to the dais. Shri A.K. Gupta is a 1981 batch IAS officer of the Tamil Nadu cadre. Earlier, he was Special Secretary in the Department of Defense Production.
Mr. Nitin Gokhale, founder of Bharat Shakti, Chief of Integrated Defense Staff, Air Marshal Bhosle, Captains of Industry, Senior Officers from the Armed Forces, a very good evening to all of you. It gives me immense pleasure to give a valedictory address to this august gathering present here for the conclave on enhancing defense capabilities through cooperation organized by Bharat Shakti in collaboration with Headquarter IDS. Bharat Shakti, as we know, is an organization which is exclusively focused on supporting India's quest for self-reliance in defense. As you might be aware, India is already the third largest economy of the world on the basis of purchasing power parity. In the words of our Honorable Prime Minister, India offers the 3 Ds for business to thrive: democracy, demography, and demand. Add to that a tech-savvy and educated population, skilled labor, robust legal and IPR regime, and a strong commitment to liberalization, India is a destination that world cannot overlook. The country is now at the threshold of realizing the defense manufacturing under Make in India initiative. It aims to reverse the current ratio between import and indigenous manufacture of defense material without adversely affecting the requirements, capability and preparedness of the armed forces. The achievement of the above objective will require equipping country with ability to design, develop, manufacture, integrate, test, maintain and upgrade the defense systems we require. In order to facilitate this tie-up, a number of steps have been taken. Recently, as you know, one of the major limitations cited had been the 49% FDI limit, which meant Indian partner holding a controlling stake in the joint venture. This has been liberalized now. Even beyond 49%, up to 100% FDI is allowed in defense. And the state-of-art technology, that condition which used to be there earlier, has been removed now. Now, FDI up beyond 49% is permitted if the foreign OEM can bring modern technology or for any other reasons. I find this the most liberalized FDI regime now in the defense sector. Since any defense industry cannot survive purely on domestic demand, government has recently streamlined export of defense items also. For the first time, we have notified the military goods list, which means only the items which are there in the list need to take NOCs, and it's a negative list. All other items are free and they can be exported without any NOCs. Similarly, standard operating procedure has been streamlined. We have put deadlines also for issue of NOCs, and at present our average time of giving NOCs is 2 weeks. It is issued online, application can be made online, and NOCs are issued online. Another major policy initiative which has been taken is end user certificate requirement has been done away with in most of the components, part, subsystems. Earlier there was a requirement that a EUC has to be countersigned by the government of the importing country. That no longer is there. Discharge is another area, discharge of the offset obligations. We have got, if we see the contracts which we have signed, up to 2022, $6 billion US dollars worth of offsets have to be discharged. So there is a tremendous opportunity for the foreign OEMs to tie up with the domestic industry and Indian industry can be made Indian offset partners, and they can be integrated in the global supply chain. If we take the ongoing contracts, then the figure goes up to 15 billion US dollars, and where the offset discharge has to take place up to 2030. So almost at the rate of 1 billion US dollars offsets have to be discharged. So all these initiatives we have taken in the last 2 years, and I am finding that there is a tremendous enthusiasm among the industry for taking licenses. Though we opened the sector for defense sector to private sector participation in 2001, but 1/3 of the licenses so far we have been issued in the last 2 years. Similarly, if we see the data for defense exports, it has become double. We have exported twice the quantity as compared to 2014. Also, foreign OEMs are finding it much easier now to discharge their offset obligations. Whatever targets we have fixed in 2014 and 2015, they have been able to match it. There was some deficiency. If we take the figures from 2008 to 2013, it was about 72% or so. But in 14 and 15, in the last 2 calendar years, they have been able to achieve a discharge of $0.99 billion. Thus, India has some of the basic ingredients to meet demand unleashed by the modernization of our armed forces. India has an inherent advantage of large pool of cost-effective human resources. India produces second highest number of engineering graduates per year. Indian defense companies have strong track record in areas like naval surface combatants, land vehicles and missile systems. Presence of large conglomerates and specialized companies with extensive experience in heavy engineering design and ICT further adds to strength of Indian defense industry. Today, Indian manufacturing companies in several sectors are targeting global markets and are becoming formidable global competitors. Many are already amongst the most competitive in their sectors. In the last few years, India has improved the most in the South Asian region in ease of doing business, and as per the World Bank Doing Business report, it has moved up by 4 positions in the last 2 years. I therefore urge the foreign OEMs to make use of this opportunity to set up shops in India and engage in co-production and technology tie-ups with local companies. So I once again thank the organizers for giving this opportunity, and I believe that some proceedings will come out of this seminar, and I very much look forward to the findings of this seminar so that we can incorporate those in our policy dispensation. Thank you very much.
I now request Mr. Nitin Gokhale, founder of BharatShakti.in, to kindly present a memento to Shri A.K. Gupta. I would request Brigadier S.K. Chatterjee of BharatShakti.in to propose the vote of thanks.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not going to hold you back for too long, but then I have to propose a vote of thanks because the evening, as I see it, has gone off wonderfully. And this proposal for a vote of thanks is not just from BharatShakti.in, but it's also with our co-hosts for the seminar, and that's Headquarters Integrated Defense Staff. First and foremost, though the Defense Minister is not over here, I think it was his interest in this kind of an interaction that led to the whole thing being conceptualized and being put across today. So, of course, he's the first man on the list. Thereafter, the next that I would really like to thank is the foreign defense attaches. I think there were over 60 of them from over 40 countries. We did not expect this kind of a response. This was a first time in the capital, and I'm sure we have every reason to carry on with a conclave like this annually, having seen the kind of response that we've got this time.